We will now fight cycles and the problems with simple majority rule, the indecisiveness of majority rule, absolute majority, and cycles with agendas. It is a different way of constructing alternatives to majority rule. Agendas or amendment procedures are used in small committees, in parliamentary settings. They are very formalized in parliamentary settings. They denote, in the simplest case, the linear agenda or managing ordering. They denote orderings or rankings over the set of all alternatives. Then the voting is sequential over pairs of alternatives according to this ordering, and simple majority is used to establish who is the winner in this round. Then the winner moves to the next stage. Now, if we have a tie, and we may have often ties according to this in this method of voting, then the alternative that is placed earlier in the managing ordering is declared a winner. So earlier it is important. This is what we can call hierarchical status quo. This is our tie-breaking rule. So now we have an agenda here. How can we reconstruct this agenda, this linear agenda, this managing ordering, if we want to write it down symbolically? Well, first X versus Y, then the winner versus Z, and then the winner against V. This picture representing the agenda may be actually drawn in two different versions. Both versions may appear in the literature. So we can go from down to up, X, Y, Z, V. What is more important than the vertical dimension is that the ordering of those alternatives is the same, going from left to right. So X, Y, Z, V. Now we have an example. We have the total of 49 voters, 4 candidates, and we are looking for the winner according to our agenda that we have here. X versus Y. How many votes are for X? Only 18, because this is the part of our old preference profile, and only 18 voters vote for X. Now the remaining 31 voters vote for Y. We can write down those numbers. It is not necessary, but okay, let's do this. So Y is the winner. Now Y versus Z. Z wins here, Y 12, and only 12 votes. So Y 12 votes, and Z 37 votes. So Z is the winner. And now Z against V. V wins 18 times, 30, so we see that V is already the winner. 39 actually. So huge win for V against 10 for Z. And V is the overall winner. Now we have also more general agendas that are not necessarily linear. We're not going to talk about the details, mathematical details of creating a decision tree. We have such a tree. We have some assignment of alternatives to terminal nodes of this tree, the way it is done here, and then how we can decode such an agenda. This is X versus Y. But then before the winner is paired with the winner, the other winner, then we have Z against V done separately. So we have to take this into parentheses. And now this is our agenda. First, the voting takes place in parentheses, and then the winners are paired together. If the agenda has exactly 2 branches at every node, then we can compare those alternatives pairwisely with simple majority rule. We talk about binary agenda in such a case. And if we have a tie, the challenger loses. So again, the alternative that is at the left hand side is the winner, it is the status quo in this particular voting. So now let's reconstruct some particular agenda. According to Riker, this is the agenda that is used for American amendment procedure in the House. We have 6 types of alternatives here. We have the status quo. This is the existing law. Now some group of representatives, the president, introduce some original motion that challenges the status quo, that proposes some change in the existing law. So now we can have an amendment to this original motion. We can also have an amendment to the amendment. Then we have a substitute. We can have an alternative amendment, and also an amendment to substitute. So you see there are many options here to finally arrive with a good alternative to the existing law. And the sequence of voting is as follows. Amendment to substitute versus substitute amendment. So Z versus Y. Z versus Y. Step 2. X amendment to the amendment versus the amendment itself. So X versus W. And now the survivor of step 1 versus the survivor of step 2. So now we draw something like that. Then whatever happens in this process of looking for the best amendment is now paired with the original motion. So the winner against T, this is the original alternative law, and these are the possibilities of changing, tweaking this law. And finally, whatever wins is put to the vote with the existing law, the status quo. And then we have either a change in the existing law, or we have the status quo is preserved. Very well. So now the summary of our lectures on voting methods is that we saw that there are many different ways of dealing with cycles and problems with the majority rule. We could define our new methods that will be based on points, on approvals. There are many different ways of thinking about such methods to make them decisive. Or we can look for agendas, we can define some complex agendas. Those problems, those methods will be decisive. Let's forget about ties. Ties are infrequent, but in general, they will be decisive. There will be no cycles here. But there will be other problems, and those other problems are incredibly important. Many of them, some of them are totally weird, and this is what we'll cover in the next set of lectures.